Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, today I need to make another char cloth video. I want to change over from the green bean can char tin I've been using back to a char tin that has a fitted lid. But in the process, what I wanted to do was to showcase my little Stanley pocket knife, my Stanley 10-049. Let me show you what an amazing knife it is. If you've been with me any length of time at all, for years and years and years, this is what I've used. Just that little 1.5-inch blade, easy to keep sharp. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, it is kind of hard to use for whittling, but it can be used for whittling. And now, I want to make sure this is a 90-degree edge. That's the first thing I do when I replace this blade, is to go ahead and get a 90-degree edge here. And it scrapes the ferro rod really nicely. And it even kicks up a little burr on that side. Let's go ahead and get our fire started. Oh, I didn't tell you what I wanted to do. So, I have to get a fire started so that I can get the product out of that can. This is the can that I used years ago. And I made so much char cloth in it, that it eventually wore thin and just crumbled. And that's when I went to using just a green bean can. For months now, you've been seeing me make char cloth and charred punkwood in a green bean can. So I wanted to show you that my little knife could whittle up some shavings and we could start our fire with it. I want to show you that my knife can cut this can right here into a fat lamp. And then we're going to take the fire that we have started and melt this out of here and pour this into the fat lamp. Then I'm going to burn all this off, and then we'll cut up some jean material and make some char cloth in my new char tin. I'm happy to have a char tin back with a fitted lid. Let's go ahead and get the fire started. And I use my keychain ferro rod. I epoxied that nail in the end of it. That nail is a spear. I call this a sparrow rod. Let's see if we can get it going. Thing about once this fire gets a little more intense, it'll sort of stick together enough to where I can just slide it right into the stove. So that's what we're going to do. We'll let it get a little stiffer. It should slide right in here, no problem. got it started. Alright, let's continue on. So when I get some coals, we'll melt that hair product out of there. I want you to go back and check out my other video where I made a fat lamp. I'll put the link right here. It's going to have 3 uprights, 3 pot supports, and they're going to be about this long right here. Let's go ahead and make the vertical cuts. There's my center line. So we'll go ahead and make this cut. This cut. This cut. The stove is getting me. So you keep an eye on the stove. Alright. Now I get a cut across here. Right? Yeah. Cut across here to release that. And there's my center line, a cut across here. Good night, smoke's killing me. And here's my other center line. So I need a cut across here. I'll make sure you can see it. And then we'll just release it. We'll cut it, connect these two. Connect these two. And sharpen my knife back up. Hold on. To sharpen this back up. What I forgot to tell you is when I'm going to cut a can, the shoulders right here on the grind, I always lay it down real flat and try to ease those shoulders so it could slide through the can better. When my diamond stone gets clogged up, it wipes right out of there. I'm telling you, man, you need to get a Stanley 10-049. They're great little tough knives. Easy to keep sharp. Good, now it's razor sharp. Alright. Don't want to spill my coffee. How about the leg right here? And we'll take the ham off of it. And I might just be able to use this for a wick. So let's see if we can use this. Let's just roll it up and see what we end up with. Yeah, I like that. Now, that wick has a little space around the edge, and I like to have the center pulled out a little bit. Like that. So let's melt. Let's go ahead and start melting this wax. I need to get my stove back up here, even though it's choking me with smoke. I'll get it back on the table. I'll keep an eye on it in case it wants to catch on fire. All right, now I can start doing my char cloth, cutting up my pieces. Once again, just like a utility knife, this little Stanley is very easy to keep sharp, very easy. Check, see what you can see. Yeah, you can see it. Good old 100% denim char cloth. That's the best char cloth in my opinion. Well, it's completely melted. Let's get it out of there. Make sure it's all going to fit in here. Got a little bit overflow. Now let's burn off the lid, the can and the lid. There we go. That thing soaked as much hairdressing up as it possibly could. I'm going to put it off to the side right now. We'll light it up at some point. All right. Let's just let it sit there and see what it's going to do. Well, it's not completely. It probably could use a little more burning out, but let's just get on with it. Let's stick this 19 pieces in here first. And then the lid. That's about a 3/16 hole. But you've got to have easy access for those off gases to get out of the can, or else it's going to saturate the char cloth with smoke residue and all those deposits, which makes the char cloth less reactive. Let's go ahead and try it. It's working out though. Now you can see that flame shooting out of the center of that can. Those off gases. Even though it's fabric, it's still called wood gas. Any biomass that you burn, the off gases are called wood gas. It's methane and butane and a whole bunch of other volatile gases coming off of there. Wind. I guess I bragged on it enough, haven't I? There'll be a link of where you can find this on Amazon. I go ahead and get the 10-pack of replacement blades. A blade, I mean, I wear these little knives out. I mean, I use them every day. And you see I cut them and use that blade in ways that it wasn't meant to be used. So a blade lasts me about 6 months. But it'll last a normal person for years. But I put a link how to get to the Stanley 10-049. All right, now I think we're done. Let's let it cool off for a few minutes, and I want to check it out. We'll see how reactive this char cloth is. All right. So you see all that I put my knife through. Great little pocket knife. Stainless steel blade, 1.5 inch blade. Total length when it's closed up is 4.5 inches. And I guess it's proved itself too. We use it to whittle that pine down and to get the pine into shavings ready for a fire. Then we used it to scrape the ferro rod with that 90-degree edge. And it was very easy to sharpen back up. So we cut the tin can and made that fat lamp over there. This is my old char tin. And what else do we do? Sharpened it up again and cut all that denim up. So it's a nice little fire maker. Nice little work knife. Let's go ahead and try out our char cloth. That lid will loosen up over time. Alright, it's got a lot of smoke residue on it. But that maybe just because the inside of the can is so new. I don't like it with that much smoke residue on it. Usually the inner pieces, though, have less smoke residue on them. So let's try one of the inner pieces. I always like to tear it in half. No, this piece is no good. It's too brittle. It's not supple enough. Let's see if I got some good soft pieces in here. You can tell by the way char cloth tears if it's supple. Let's try one of these center pieces. See if I like this. We'll tear it. Yeah. Now this one is supple. So you want to tear it in half. And since it tore so crazy, let's just put all 4 of those edges up on here. Oh, I gotta get my striker. Hold on. Now I'm not happy with this batch of char cloth. I'm gonna wipe that tin out, go through here and find the good ones and make some more. A lot of that I'll throw away because there's so much smoke residue on it. And it's lit. It's always going to catch on those threads. That's why you want to tear it in half and stick it up on the All right, y'all. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.